Welcome to Motivation Story Inner Fire. Subscribe my channel, like and share my video.
A small village nestled between dry hills and narrow dirt roads lived a 20-year-old farmer named Ravi. He wasn't rich, nor was he educated in any prestigious school. What he had, however, was a heart full of courage and hands hardened by labor. Ravi had inherited a small plot of land from his late father. It was dry, full of stones, and barely produced anything. Most of the young men in the village had left for the city, chasing jobs and dreams of easy money. But Ravi stayed behind, not because he didn't want more, but because he believed that the land that fed his forefathers could still feed the future. "They call farming a poor man's job," he once told his mother. But without the farmer, even the richest man would go hungry. Every morning, before the sun rose, Ravi was already in the field. He plowed the land manually with a bullock, his shirt soaked with sweat by the time the village was just waking up. The monsoons were unpredictable, and rainfall had been poor for the last 3 years. Crops failed, debts piled up. His friends laughed at him. "You're wasting your youth," they said. "Come to the city. Be a driver. Earn real money." But Ravi wasn't moved. He believed that farming wasn't just a job. It was a responsibility. His neighbors, seeing his stubbornness, whispered behind his back. Some pitied him, others mocked him. Yet every day, he returned to the land, planting seeds not just in the soil, but in his dream. A ray of hope one day. While visiting the nearby town to sell some vegetables, Ravi stumbled upon a government stall promoting organic farming and sustainable techniques. He spent hours asking questions, gathering leaflets, and watching videos on a borrowed smartphone. That night, under the dim light of a kerosene lamp, Ravi read about drip irrigation, composting, crop rotation, and natural pesticides. He knew he couldn't afford tractors or machines, but these techniques were cheap and practical. He decided to try. Ravi built a simple drip irrigation system using old plastic bottles. He created compost from kitchen waste and cow dung. He planted pulses to enrich the soil, and slowly the barren land began to respond. The plants grew greener, the soil became softer, the insects reduced, and the yield, it doubled. The turning point. That year, while most farmers struggled, Ravi had a good harvest of tomatoes, spinach, and lentils. He packed them neatly and went to the market. Buyers were impressed by the quality. Chemical-free and fresh, he made enough money to clear some of his debt. Not only that, people began to notice. "How did you do it?" an elder asked. "Is it true you didn't use any fertilizer?" asked another. Ravi smiled. "Nature gives us everything we need. We just have to listen to her." Soon, he began helping others set up compost pits and simple irrigation systems. He started a small farmers group to share ideas and solve problems together. Where once there was jealousy, now there was respect, recognition, and growth. Within 2 years, Ravi's work caught the attention of a local NGO. They visited his farm, took photographs, and wrote about his success in a magazine. Later, a government officer offered him a small grant to expand. With the new funds, Ravi built a small greenhouse and started growing vegetables year-round. He even taught village children about farming, showing them that agriculture could be modern, profitable, and noble. By age 23, Ravi had become a role model, not just in his village, but in the whole district. He was invited to speak at a farmers' conference. His eyes sparkled with humility as he spoke. "I didn't have money. I didn't have a big land. But I had hope, and I had these 2 hands. If you love the soil, it will love you back." The legacy. 5 years passed. Ravi's farm had grown. He now employed other young men who once laughed at him. He had built a small training center where he shared low-cost techniques with farmers from nearby areas. He wasn't just growing crops anymore. He was growing hope. The same village that once called foolish now called him a leader. Ravi's story proved that success doesn't always lie in tall buildings and foreign lands. Sometimes it grows quietly under the sun, watered by sweat and rooted in determination. Moral of the story: farming is not a sign of poverty. It is the backbone of every nation. Hard work, consistency, and learning can transform even the poorest soil. True success lies not in chasing trends, but in believing in your purpose.
Bye bye, Inner Fire. Subscribe my channel, like and share my video.